Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your...
This is like news. It's informative.
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Helix Sleep. We all do it, we all need to sleep, and some of us get crappier sleep because our mattress sucks. So why not check out Helix, who makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs. So how do you pick the right Helix mattress? Simple. Head on over to helixsleep.com/fro to take the sleep quiz, and in 30 seconds you'll know exactly which mattress will be the right one for you. I mean, I took the quiz. Height, 6'5". Weight, 220. Ripped. Yep. I look shorter in person. Recently, Steven's wife banished him to the guest bedroom where an old crappy mattress presented a horrible night of sleep. Well, Steven said, never again, took the sleep quiz, matched with the Helix Dusk Luxe with cooling top, and a few days later, bam, this box showed up at his door. In no time, Steven had his new bed set up and ready to go. The good news is, all Helix sleep mattresses ship free in the US and come with a 100-night sleep trial and 10-year warranty. So if your sleep's been sucking, it's time to head over to helixsleep.com/fro where you can save up to $200 and get 2 free pillows. First up, June 1st was a busy day for Sony E mount lenses. Both Sony and Sigma released E mount glass, but let's start with the Sigma. Sigma announced the 16-28 2.8 Contemporary, a more affordable wide-angle 2.8 full-frame lens. This slides right in line with Sigma's 28-70 2.8 and makes me wonder when the 70-200 2.8 DGDN will finally be announced. Now, I did get my hands on this lens, but have yet to take it out into the real world and give it a spin. What I can tell you is it's light, compact, and affordable for a fast full-frame wide-angle at $899. With that being said, Tamron offers a 17-28 2.8 for $799. Now, is wider worth an extra $100? I pose that question to the ladies out there, and of course, some of the men for that matter as well. Do you prefer wider? You know, it's a penis joke. Probably don't use it's a penis joke unless it fits.
That actually was pretty funny.
Oh, it absolutely fits now. If you think this lens is for you, it should be available at the end of the month for both E-mount and
the E-mount Alliance.
Next up on the lens announcement list, Sony. Sony has dropped how many lenses, Dan?
1, 2, 3.
That's right, 3 new APS-C lenses. You've got the 10-20 f4 PZ, 11mm 1.8, and 15mm 1.4. And Sony says these lenses have been designed with the hybrid photographer-videographer in mind. Now, as much as I want to poo-poo the APS-C line of lenses, the fact is that Sony sells a ton of cameras to content creators. In fact, the Sony ZV-E10 is still out of stock, and even though it's a stripped-down plastic-feeling camera, it's a perfect camera for most content creators. There's also other reasons why it's out of stock. The hardest part to convey to these new creators is the importance of glass.
Glass.
Now, most newcomers don't understand why a lens is more expensive than the camera itself, but when they finally put good glass on their cameras, they go,
Wow.
You're amazing.
The 10-20 is interesting because it's a PZ lens, meaning powered zoom, that gives you a 35mm equivalent of 15-30. The 11 1.8 gives you a 16.5 equivalent, and the 15 1.4 gives you a 22.5 35mm equivalent. Though I personally wouldn't invest a lot of money into crop sensors, I also understand that there's a lot of people out there who just need the basics, something small, light, and powerful that gets the job done. Kind of like my Not really.
Inappropriate.
The 10-20 will set you back $750, the 11mm $550, and the 15 1.4 $750 as well. Now, what's your take on these lenses? Let me know down below. Kind of a sweet shirt, isn't it? Check out the back. It's got sponsors on it that didn't actually pay for it. Next up, Nikon Rumors has dropped a few new rumors. One is for a crop sensor body, and the other is for an interesting lens that never crossed my mind. Now, their post was light on on specs, but interesting nonetheless. They are claiming that the next APS-C Z-mount camera will be the Z30. Now, one would assume that falls below the Z50, but then again, the Z50 was announced all the way back in 2019. In fact, that's still one of my favorite feeling bodies in my hands.
That's what she said.
I just love the form factor and the feel.
That's what she said.
But it definitely could use some updates.
That's what she said.
But what might a Z30 have in store for us? According to Nikon rumors, the answer as of now is they don't really know. Now, they mentioned that they were told that Nikon is done with the 24 megapixel sensor for both APS-C and full frame. So does that mean that the Z30 would have more or possibly less? Now, I don't see why it couldn't stay with the same or similar sensor as the Z50 and ZF-C because both produced solid images. I guess time will tell.
When will then be now?
But the more interesting rumor out of far left field for me is that Nikon is preparing to announce a 400 4.5 Z lens. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. Nikon rumor says that this lens would be similar in size to the Z70 to 200 2.8 and the Z100 to 400 millimeter lens. Now, what I find odd is why wouldn't I just go with the versatility of the 100 to 400, which is a 4.5 to 5.6 versus a fixed 400 4.5. I personally don't think you'll notice much of a quality difference. Now, if this lens is real, will it be another PF lens like the 800 6.3? And how much will it cost? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Soon.
Let me jump in here and ask you, are you frequently stuck in your car or bored at work or like taking long walks on the beach and want something to listen to? Well, I have the perfect thing for you. It's the FroKnowsPhoto podcast. And yes, Raw Talk is back with Steven and I in a slightly different form. Our first episode is out right now. Just search for FroKnowsPhoto podcast wherever you listen to your podcast and look for the Raw Talk logo. Be sure to drop us a comment under this video with your thoughts because we'd love to hear your feedback. And finally, could these rumor specs for the Sony A7R5 be real? Question mark?
Who typed a question mark?
Well, according to Sony Alpha Rumors, the rumor site that's known for throwing shit against the wall and hoping it sticks, the answer is no. And if Sony Alpha Rumors thinks this rumor is bullshit, that's saying something.
Hey, this is shit.
Nonetheless, let's take a quick look at some of the rumored specs. According to photorumors.com, the A7R5 will sport a redeveloped 61 megapixel sensor, have twice the readout speed of the A7R4, have a Bionz XR processor, will finally be able to achieve 10 frames per second uncompressed RAW versus barely 6, have a new almost 10 million pixel EVF, new menu system, similar but better autofocus with real-time pupil AF because I guess IAF just isn't that good anymore, and honestly, a lot more. In my opinion, I'm sure some of this stuff is true and some of it's not. The truth is, if there wasn't a pandemic or chip shortage, the A7R5 would have been out a year ago at this point. Now be sure to tune into the next Raw Talk podcast with Steven and I because we're going to talk more about these stories. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last photo news fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.